Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's third and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's third and final video. So day 10 is going to take us to around the 17th of September. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, maybe around a couple of weeks. However, CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that's going to take us into the beginning of October. Of course, will we see any signs of autumn? We'll find out very shortly. Just to say that the first video release was our 7 AM forecast. We also have released the EC 30-day look ahead as well, / 6 weeks look ahead, so check that one out. And yeah, this is your 10 to 14 day, of course. We released part 2 of the first winter 2021-2022 update last night. Premiered here at 8 PM. Fantastic premiere. Thank you so much, everybody who was on premiere watching it with me. It was a great night. And yeah, it's an interesting first update. I shall say no more than that and let you all discover the first update in 2 parts. Second update will be coming up, part 1 will be coming up on Sunday, and then part 2 on Monday. They will just be regular uploads, not premieres. And the first one of those will be uploaded and released at 10 AM on Sunday morning. Okay, so we've gone past 11.9k. We're at around 11,925 subscribers. Subs have moved quite quickly. Got to put on around another 75 subscribers now to get to 12k. So subs are moving pretty quickly. When we get to 12k, we're giving this away. We're giving away the GavsWeatherVids pillow. Retails at £22.98. Giving 2 of those away. So this is it here. I've got the prototype as well, just up there. So that's how it looks in the flesh, if you like. And this is the page on our spring site showing the pillow just here. You have it in various colours, background colours, pale pink, lilac, pale yellow, or pale blue. So all white. So yeah, you have it in various colour options on the back, and it's a fantastic product. So if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning this, all you have to do is 2 ways you can enter. It's going to be like a prize draw. We'll do a live stream, and we'll add everybody's names onto the name picker, and then at random we will pick 2 people. So there's 2 ways of getting your name into the draw. You can either do it on Discord. So this is the giveaway channel on our Discord server, GavsWeatherVids Discord server. So yeah, just respond to Sal's post with the snowflake emoji, and that will get you entered. Alternatively, you can email at GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com, and I will add you to the draw myself. So yeah, everybody has the options of winning. Only UK residents only. That does include Northern Ireland Channel Islands as well, but only UK residents only, please, as there will be postage costs, associated with this if we open it up to other countries. But good luck to everybody. I hope if you want to win the pillow, then I hope you enter the draw, and I hope I hope that you win. But we've only got 2 to give away, so of course most people will probably be disappointed. But you got to be in it to win it, and at least 2 people will be winning the GavsWeatherVids pillow. Right. That's it then. Let's get on with the video. We're going to start by having a look at what's going on in the tropics. So, got 2 areas of interest. Got a yellow X just here in the southern part of the Gulf of Mexico. That's disturbance 1 with a 10% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 30% chance in the next 5 days. Don't think we have to worry too much about that at the moment. They are saying, though, so I'll just read what they're saying about this. So, disorganised showers and thunderstorms over the northern portion of the Yucatan Peninsula and southern central Gulf of Mexico are associated with a surface trough and upper level disturbance. The system is expected to move northeastwards over central and northeastern Gulf of Mexico during the next couple of days. Upper level winds are currently unfavourable for development, but they are forecast to become marginally conducive for some limited development as the system nears the northern Gulf Coast on Wednesday and Wednesday night. The disturbance is then expected to cross the southeastern United States, and some tropical or subtropical development will be possible after it emerges off the southeastern United States coast late this week. So it's a slow burner that. It is possible that might develop into something, as it moves out into the Atlantic, actually. So it looks like it's going that sort of way, that sort of direction. And as it comes out into the southeastern part of America into the tropical Atlantic. That might kick off into something. We also have Hurricane Larry just here. So Hurricane Larry is Category 3 hurricane, giving maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour with a minimum set pressure of 958 millibars. Larry is moving northwestwards at 10 miles per hour. Clicking on Larry and going here, we can see that this is going to reduce from a major hurricane to a hurricane as it moves east of the Bermuda Islands over the next couple of days, then pushing up towards Newfoundland, going post-tropical around Newfoundland out into the Northern Atlantic as we get through into Sunday. So it doesn't look like Larry's going to have too many impacts on land areas, but most at risk of impacts is going to be Bermuda. I think it's more or less going to pass the east of Bermuda, but it is getting very, very close there within the cone area to the Bermuda Islands. So I would think they are watching this storm very, very closely, see what's going to happen. Right, so more about that tomorrow, of course. Okay, so coming back to home, this is how the temperature's looking at XC weather. So, very hot afternoon going to be. We've already got 28 degrees widely across central and eastern parts of England. 28 flashing away at Northolt there, 28 flashing away Lakenheath, Cambridge 28. I don't know if that's Botanical Gardens, but they're at 28. Anyway, we've got Holbeach at 28, and we've also got Gloucestershire Airport at 28 degrees as well. There's another couple of hours of warming still to go, so 30 degrees is definitely achievable this afternoon. 30 degrees is definitely doable. That's 86 Fahrenheit, which is, of course, is very hot for early September, although it has been hotter. It can sometimes get to the mid-30s Celsius in September. We did that, for example, in 2016, got to 34 degrees, and we've even reached 35, before now. Going further northwards, it's not as hot as that, but it is very warm still. Belfast at 20 degrees, Tulloch Bridge is at 18, Eastern Scotland, Aberdeen is at 22, Rosedale Camp is at 21, down into Wales, Lake Verme is at 23, and Capel Curry is at 24. So it's a very warm afternoon out there, mid to upper 20s Celsius, if not reaching the 30 degree mark in a few places. Really, really warm for September. Excuse me. This our CT is looking city, of course, is responding to this warm weather, currently standing at 16.7, an anomaly of 2 degrees already above average, provisional to yesterday, the 6th. Today is going to be hotter. Tomorrow will be a very hot day for the time of year as well. So it's going to get well into the 17s. It's going to go well into the 17s. And then probably start ticking down, I would have thought, at the end of the week and into weekend as the temperatures will start to cool down a bit. It's still going to be pretty warm, I think, even into the weekend, but certainly not as hot as it is right now. So temperatures will start to, CET will start to gradually come down, I think, as we get into the weekend. These have a GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles are looking today for the next couple of weeks. On Sheffield, so red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Sheffield, starting off very warm at the moment. We're up to 15 degrees at 850 HPA, so it's properly hot out there. We will find that the upper air temperature gradually lower through the rest of the week and into the weekend. Actually, we go back to the long-term 30-year average, although next week we might see the upper air temperature starting to lift up for a while anyway. Once again, it generally looks average to warmer than average, probably not getting as hot as it is right now, but generally this does look like a very warm September, I have to say, that's developing here. Precipitation-wise, going to be a reasonable amount of dry weather today, and for many areas tomorrow, but there will be some thundery showers and storms breaking out in west and southwest tomorrow. And then after that, through the second half of the week, definitely more unsettled. There could be some big showers and thunderstorms. Drier perhaps over the weekend into the beginning of next week, and then maybe back into quite wet weather as we go into the second half of September. But of course that is a long way off, but there are quite a few precipitation spots there. So it does give you an idea, but perhaps a more unsettled flavour to the weather once the next couple of days are out of the way. But still looks pretty warm. Temperature anomalies from the 7th to 15th of September going to be warmer than average, as you would expect, given how hot it is starting off. And the precipitation anomaly from the 7th to 15th of September generally drier than normal. Latest wind flow map from earthnorthschool.net shows that high pressure is still in control of the weather, centred to our east, but sending a ridge into west of Europe. The rain-bearing weather systems and areas of low pressure away to our northwest. And we've got some low pressure down towards the west of Biscay. And that's combining with the ridge to pull up these impressively warm temperatures, hot temperatures from the continent. Right, let's start going through the generic chart then. This is how the UK Met is looking for midnight on Friday. So still under the trough of low pressure, midnight on Friday. So yes, there will be heavy showers, possibly even some thunderstorms. Into the weekend, that trough of low pressure will gradually ease away to the north. We'll start to raise heights out to our west a little bit. Still quite warm, I think, down in the south with this low, cut-off low to west of Portugal. Into next week, the UK Met then, excuse me, once again, the UK Met then starts to try and move this area of low pressure northwards from Biscay in towards northern France and some parts of England. Same time, still has high pressure over Scandinavia. So we're still bringing in a wind from quite a warm east-southeasterly direction with this, and possibly bring some wet weather in towards the south. So relatively humid, maybe a little bit wet for southern, southwestern parts of the country on the UK Met solution, I would have thought. This is how the GFS midnight run was looking. Again, we're under low pressure, under a trough on Friday. That'll bring further showers and maybe some downpours with it. Into weekend, that low pressure moves away. We have high pressure out to our west. Winds turning into more of a northwesterly or northeasterly direction over weekend. So the GFS midnight run looks a little bit cooler compared to what the UK Met is showing, I would have thought. High pressure very quickly back in through the early part of next week, but this is a cooler area of high pressure. The upper air temperatures obviously have lowered quite a bit compared to where they are right now. Still warm, but definitely like a bit of a cool down under that area of high pressure. The high pressure then goes to Scandinavia, low pressure again to our southwest on Tuesday. That might start to threaten some showers in towards the south, and then the midnight run wants to pull wind back into the southeast and the south through the middle of next week. So that brings another push of very warm air from off the continent, from France. Not as hot as it is right now, but nevertheless, temperatures lifting up again through the middle part of next week, before low pressure starts to move in from off the Atlantic. That begins to shake things up a little bit, starts to bring some wind and rain into the north and west. Probably still relatively dry, though, in the south and southeast, all the way up to and beyond daytime. But looking a little bit more autumnal there for northern and western areas by the 19th of September. Although not for long. Again, look at this. The GFS midnight run then wants to build the high pressure back in from the south once more. So off we go into another spell of dry and warm, or very warm weather, around the equinox or just beyond. This is Thursday the 23rd of September, and we've got wind back into the south once again. The upper air temperatures looking really warm once again. So on and on it goes with these areas of high pressure with the GFS. This is how the 6Z is looking. Again, trough of low pressure bringing showers or maybe thunder at the end of the week. That low gets out of the way into the weekend. High pressure ridging in from the Atlantic. Within a cooler and fresher air mass, it will be cooler, most notably at night, with some perhaps quite cool nights coming up over the weekend. Quite a fresh feel under that area of high pressure. But next week, high pressure drifts eastwards into Germany and Poland, and with low pressure down around Biscay. Again, we'll start to pull wind back in to a very warm south-southeast through the middle part of next week. Although it's not long before low pressure then starts to come in off the Atlantic. So that's only a couple of days of much warmer weather around the middle of next week, and then we're back into showery conditions as we move up to daytime, which of course is Friday, 17th of September. In more extended range, definitely a little bit more mobility for a while, but it's not long before high pressure builds back. At the end of the GFS 6 there, we have a big Scandinavian high. Our winds are in from the east. So fundamentally, although there will be little interruptions of lower pressure coming and going, and we've got one of those coming up, for the second half of this week, there will be interruptions of lower pressure coming and going, but fundamentally high pressure remains the main sort of driver of the weather up to the 23rd of September. With the GFS output today anyway, and of course differing on exactly where that high pressure is going to sit from run to run. But high pressure, you know, is the main driver of the weather during this September. Let's have a GM. So if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much. Right, let's have a GM looks for Friday. Again, at a trough of low pressure. That rain showers, if not some long spells rain. And then that low pressure gets out of the way, moves to Scandinavia, ridge building out to the west, winds turning into the north-northwest over the weekend. We'll bring some cooler weather over the weekend. So a lot of dry conditions. Into the early part of next week, pressure's a bit weaker to the south. That might generate some heavy showers across southern areas in the early part of next week. Meanwhile, further north, we're still under that area of high pressure. But GM generally looking a little bit cooler for next week, I think, and potentially for southern areas anyway, a little bit more showery as well, really. That's how we're going to get to day 10. Trying to build a ridge from the Atlantic to Scandinavia, but even then, pressure's quite weak, actually, especially for these eastern, southeast areas. I suspect that would drag in quite a bit of cloud from off the continent and off the North Sea, and will probably bring a risk of showers, at least to eastern coastal areas. So I think the GM is a little bit cooler for next week, and probably a little bit more showery, especially in southern and eastern areas, compared to the GFS output. It's a very subtle pattern, though, very subtle difference. And then this is how the ECM is looking, again, with this trough bringing heavy showers, and eventually cooler conditions at the end of the week. Into the weekend, that low pressure moves to Scandinavia, high pressure builds from the Atlantic, that turns wind into a cooler and fresher northwesterly direction. Into about next week, we're back under high pressure, but it is a cooler ridge, so particularly notable at night, with some cooler nights should start to bring the overall temperature down a little bit over weekend into the early part of next week. And then through into middle of next week, again, the ridge is extending from the Azores up towards Scandinavia. We have got an area of low pressure across France and Germany. Depending on where that goes, that might threaten some heavy showers into the east and into the southeast. That's how I look at day 10 with a ridge building through the Azores up to Scandinavia. Once more, we will be at risk of some showers around these eastern, southeastern coasts. I don't think the GM and the ECM are as warm for next week as the GFS output in particular. So there is a bit of uncertainty about next week. But overall, the fundamental driver of the weather, I think, is still high pressure. Just it's a weaker ridge, really, through the course of the next week. Excuse me, once again, I've got a little tickle in the throat today. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from tometeo.com. So a lot of dry weather to come over the next few days. But as we get towards the second half of the week, there will be heavy showers moving up from the south. They might contain thunder, particularly for central and western areas too. Looks quite wet, doesn't it, actually, that towards the end of the week and into the weekend. You could definitely envisage there would be some big downpours there through into the weekend. Eventually that low pressure gets out of the way though, and we build higher pressure in from the west. Although you notice there's still a risk of showers into the early part of next week around these eastern coastal areas. But the trend is towards drier conditions generally through the course of next week. Some wet weather into East Anglia and South East England through the second half of next week, moving up towards day 10. So these are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10. Gets us to the 17th of September. 12 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure just to our north and around the high. We're bringing in the wind from an easterly direction, mainly dry and quite warm with that. 12, again with high pressure towards Scandinavia, but weaker pressure around the UK. Could threaten some showers. That does include the control and the operational run. 11, with a ridge from the Atlantic up into northern Europe. Low pressure around Greenland, Iceland. Jet stream is pushed northwards with that. Should be mostly dry and bringing in winds from warm easterly direction. Another 11, again with high pressure just to our north and northeast. And again, in comes those easterly winds. And then 5, again with high pressure to our north and northeast. But lower pressure over France might threaten some wet weather in towards more southern and southeastern regions. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to the 22nd of September. Have 18 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure around Scandinavia. So probably a little bit on the showery and cooler side with that one. 17, with quite deep low pressure coming in off the Atlantic into Ireland and the UK. That could be quite cool and wet. And then 16 with high pressure centred around Norway, and around that high pressure we bring winds in from the east. That continues the dry and warm theme, and that does include the control run as well. Lastly, CFS V2 means a 500 millibar heights broken down into weekly periods. The first weekly period is going to take us from the 7th to the 13th of September. Coming week will be dominated by high pressure over and to our northwest, low pressure out to west of Portugal. It'll combine with the ridge to bring up this very warm southerly or southeasterly wind, eventually, of course, turning a little bit more unsettled. Week 2 will be the 14th to the 20th of September. Still the high pressure to our north-northeast, low pressure in the Atlantic. Again, we pull up wind probably from a warm southerly or southeasterly direction. Could be a little bit more showery for southern and western areas, though. Week 3 is the 21st, 27th of September. Look at this, big high pressure dominating the weather in the final sort of full week of September. So yeah, you know, really anticyclonic September this. And it goes on into week 4 as well. This is 27th, 28th of September, I should say, to the 4th of October. And just that high pressure still centred over top of the UK, going nowhere fast, keeping us locked into mostly dry. By this point, as we're talking about going into early October, probably not overly warm weather. I would have thought we're probably starting to cool things down, especially so at night under this area of high pressure. And perhaps bringing wind a little bit more from the east or the northeast. But you know, it's still high and dry right the way up to the beginning of October. So very good news for the GavsWeatherVids autumn forecast, but not very good news for anybody who wants rain, I have to say. Right, that's it then for today's video. So if you enjoyed today's video, so please can you smash a like on all of them. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. You'll be able to see future weather content if you do that. Tell your friends to subscribe as well. Thank you so much. And drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Okay, so that's it. You enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Going to be a warm afternoon. So if you enjoy it, then, you know, make most of it. And if you don't, then try and keep yourself cool this afternoon, because it's going to be very, very warm. Tomorrow we've got the USA forecast, as always on a Wednesday, although we didn't have it last week, but it will be back, you know, this week. USA forecast and a 10 to 14 dayer as well, so keep checking back to the channel for all of the updates. Yeah, for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.